As you can see by the getup, we're talking about 9 to 5. Getting up early in the morning every day, feeling like a zombie. Clocking in, working an 8 to 10 to 12 hour shift, 5 days a week. That grind sometimes can just kind of feel endless, right? You feel stuck. You get this drowning feeling, a pit that you feel like you could never get out of. You live to work.
I'll see it too, even gym staff. You'll see the same person every day at every single time frame. And you're like, I don't think I go a single day with not seeing you. Then you have to take care of mundane things, grocery bills, and a toilet broke, and like there's all these little things that always stack up every day on top of your job. So it's like you almost can't get away from it, and then you go home and it feels like it's like a second job. Yeah, and then there's coworker drama, or like can we get too close? You feel like, okay, can I be friends with you? Is this gonna be an aftermath? Do I, I'm not saying some of these jobs don't give you a moment where you feel like you have like kind of a family, especially among like the men who come from similar backgrounds. I remember a lot of them I would attract those people because they were an unhealthy mindset, and then I was in an unhealthy mindset, and I was also isolated, really bonding like either emotionally or through struggle. I'm fortunate enough to kind of be in a situation of being self-employed, but it's been really difficult. I've almost been considering getting a job at a certain point. You literally are just right away, but
it seems like it's worth it in the end to kind of invest into your passions. They say life is short, but it is the longest thing you'll experience. A lot of experiences are short in life. Like they're short-felt, short-lived. Indulge in things that you'd want to do. Obviously, unless you have a family, it's harder to do that, to jump into things. But you don't want your life to be just work. But sometimes you just get caught up in living, and something happens to where you just blow all your money, and you do have to work. Sometimes you are a baller like Chris over here, and you start your own clothing company. You're able to do your own thing.
I've got other things.
We all go different routes. I went the blue collar route. Definitely mistreated. You're underpaid, underappreciated, undervalued. I mean, sometimes you're overvalued. It's not like a dread, like I'm depressed to go in, but you definitely just don't feel like going in. It's not like, I'd rather myself, or I'm gonna fake call in sick. I mean, yeah, actually, I'd say 75% of the time to maybe even 80% of the time, I think about calling in sick for work. Just like any other human being, I feel like. You just can't. There's PTO. There's only so many times you can call in sick before they fire you. Yeah, I feel like it wears you down in a way, and I know I'm being a pussy about this, and there's a lot of people that do it. I'm still doing it. I'm not gonna call in sick and just up and quit because I don't want to do it. I've wanted to up and quit for years. Believe me, I'm sure there's many people that have wanted to. You just gotta kind of keep your head down and kind of work. Keep your head down, work, grind it out, make the money. You're there for the paycheck. You're there for the skills that they're going to provide to you. You never know what you're going to get out of it. You could get some reputation in the field so that when you do start your business, more people do know of your name. God bless the good companies out there that's treating your employees fair. Places that don't have many people leaving all the time, up and quitting because of bad management and bad bosses, because that's what I've heard is the reason why people quit is not because of their job necessarily. They quit because of their boss. I don't mind what I'm doing in the moment for money. It's this bastard that's like breathing down your neck, or the way that they're acting, or it's a certain way that their leadership just is not effective, and they are failing you and everybody else that is quitting over and over and over again. For anybody out there who started a job working into something and you're afraid of getting fired, it's just a job, guys. You will find something better at the end of it.
I've also done like pet sitting, like independent contracting. I'm not really answering to like a big company. I kind of am following the schedule of a company app that provides services. If that makes sense. Sort of like DoorDash, but people for dogs. Rover, that sort of thing. I did that. Independent like pet services, those are a lot better, I'll be honest. But also the pay wasn't good enough, so I ended up leaving. And management was just not really working with people, so ended up taking off from that. But overall, like the job itself wasn't bad. It was just the management. But they weren't like long time committed jobs. I mean, the one I did stay long enough was one in Denver. I was working at like a doggy daycare, kind of like pet shelter, as a combination sort of. I was there for about 2 years. It was probably the longest job I was committed to. Because other than that, I was job hopping. Had falling outs in and out, and then I just couldn't. I wasn't a good fit for the job, or something happened. Then I did a cleaning gig for a bit. Well, they were nice enough to even give me the position of being like a supervisor in that role. at the time I was still able to like say, oh, we're gonna go clean this house, but they already knew what they were doing. So the most I would tell them was just, oh, we're gonna get in the car and drive over here, and then here's the schedule for today. You know, but it was still nice for what it was at the time. I was able to handle what I could at the time, despite not really like being in a healthy mindset, especially back then. Like I think it was like 2018, 2019, but it was good for the work experience up my sleeve. I did some labor stuff kind of similar to what Mike is doing. I did some landscaping, yard service, cleanup. Like I did a little bit of the warehouse stuff, but a lot of my stuff was service industry, like I said, and pet stuff. So I still was working a job that was tough and difficult. It had its challenges, but yeah, I never really had to work a job with so many difficult weather situations. Like being in Alaska, like Mike is, that definitely is challenging to work like that.
Yeah, dude, adjusting motherfuckers' dishes, like cable dishes and satellite dishes on roofs and on the icy roofs is sketchy. And then going to the villages and can be a little sketchy. But like, I've been in this field not too long, a little under a year so far. A couple months shy of a year. I'm liking it. Yeah, I'm just putting my feet in the door pretty much. That's why I've kept the consistency, I guess, of keeping a job for years, is to build a resume. Because I know they like to see how many years you were at a company, how much years you suffered at a company. 9 to 5 is not my main plan. I know it seems like it is, but that just is the way I guess I've always seen my family do it. That's the way every American has seen the way their family do it. So that's the way that I think that's how you do it, which is it brings in consistent money. It's hard to find consistent money when I am married. Life is expensive. And when you want to own property in America and just in the world in general, because I know it's not just an American problem with work and pay. I know it's hard everywhere. I'm just talking about Americans' work culture, that 9 to 5, and we show up to work in America, in my opinion. You show up the 8 hours a day. You are showing up for not much work. And you are kind of just stretching out that work to last 8 hours through the day. Because in reality, you can finish that work in 3. But you don't want to do that. You don't want to finish your job in 3 to 4 to 5 hours and then have to go home early. And then you miss out on that money. You want to get 40 hours a week. So a lot of the time at work, sometimes you're just dilly-dallying at one job. You're just pretending to... I'm not speaking for myself or anything. I've just noticed that's how it is sometimes. Is there's just not enough work to go around all the time, but it's still just such an important thing to show up no matter what for absolutely nothing. I feel like a way to get people to want to work harder, motivate them obviously with more opportunities and everything, more pay, definitely more time off.
3 days off. They need shut up time.
I would love a 4-day work week. 4 10s would be killer.
I think people need to only work 15 hours a week. I can give you a lot of freedom, man, because you realize, like, this is what I realized too. When I was working overtime, I mean, I'm sure many people can relate to this. I remember you don't do any self-care, or at least for me. I remember I wasn't even thinking about my thought process. I was like a drone. My only thoughts were work, machine. Tasks. I wasn't even thinking that anything was wrong with me. I wasn't thinking that I need to take care of myself, or here's what I need to be eating better. Like you're almost like not even consciously or subconsciously aware of what you need to do. So like you don't think of anything, but you're just thinking about the job. Get up. Oh, I have to take care of mundane tasks, work. And when you're off, it's like, okay, they give you 2 days off. Like they decide when you're off. It's criminal. That's why I've started looking into more, since I have to source other forms of income, and I can't just do one thing, unless it does take off.
9 to 5s are definitely like, they do affect you outside of work. They will affect your energy levels, how you want to dress, what you want to do. Sometimes you'll have plans for going out with friends, have a shitty day at work, and you'll just want to stay at home and lock yourself in the room all day. Like, that's just life. Just remember, don't lose focus on family or friends. Don't give up, and also don't feel bad that you got to go into work tomorrow and everything and keep grinding. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a choice to hate your job. It's a choice to hate your life. There's the factors like depression and everything, but overall you can choose your attitude with everything. With work, You can hate it and be a negative person and whine all day, or you can, you know what it is for. It's just there for the money, and just go in and be kind of the best person that you can be for that day. You do not want your life to be just looking forward to Saturday and Sunday, or those 2 days off that you have.
No, I gotta make every day count.
You got to enjoy every single day, even when you work. And I'm trying to get into that zone too myself. Just clock in, get your 8 hours, get your 40 hours a week, or whatever it is that you get, 60 hours. Get what it is that you need. Put your head down, get your money, get out. That's the advice that we got for you. That's the advice that we've been told by other people ourselves. We're not saying don't be friendly, because that is sometimes what will save you. Is
It's the key, essentially.
is socializing with the right people. Sometimes just your coworkers. Keep on a good reputation with them, and stay on good reputation with your manager as well. Regardless if they hate you or not, you keep it up, keep your work going. As long as everybody else has something positive to say about you, you should be fine.